welcome to Express Learning English with Million Sir. Tonight I will talk about changing of voice. And we know that the role of voice is very important one in English language. So let's see the definition of voice. What is voice? In grammatical term it can be defined as, you can see before me, voice means the relationship between the action and the subject. That is the agent or the doer of the action. Mind it, there is a good relationship between the action and the agent. That is the subject or the doer of the action. In another way, we can define it as, you can see before me, the form of a transitive verb that indicates whether the subject of the verb performs or receives the action. Dear guys, performs or receives is the important thing you have to remember. So let's see the definition again. The form of a transitive verb that indicates, that means, determines whether the subject of the verb performs or receives the action. For example, we can say, Mita writes the letter. Mita writes the letter. And in the sentence, Mita acts as an agent. That is the subject of the verb. Here is Mita. Mita writes the letter. Here Mita performs her actions. So this is absolutely an example of active voice. Now let's see the passive one. A letter is written by Mita. A letter is written by Mita. Here a letter received the actions. Here letter received the actions. So this is an example of passive voice. Dear learners, the role of voice in English language is very important one. We cannot deny the significance of voice in English language. But mind it, it is very easy one, but important one. In our daily life, we have to use the passive form, but we can't use the active one. So the role of passive voice is very important one or the significant one. But important, very remarkable one. So we must have a good idea about changing of voice. Dear learners, so we have to follow some tips to change the voice. So what are the things that have to be followed? We have to follow some steps in order to change the voice. That is active to passive. So let's see step 1. You can see before me step 1. Step 1, we have to find the subject and object of the sentence. This is very important one. To find the subject and the object of the sentence. Next one, you can see before me, use the object as the subjects. When you turn an active sentence into passive, you have to move the object as a subject. So use the object as the subject is the important fact you have to know. Later on, that is number 3, identify the main verb and the tense. Verb and tense play an important role in passive or active voice. So we have to identify the main verb and the tense in a sentence clearly, or we can't change it into passive one. The next one, that is step 4, you can see before me, choose the auxiliary verb according to tense. Choose the auxiliary verb, that is you have to select the auxiliary verb according to tense. So you must have a good idea, concrete idea about tense. Dear guys, our next step to be followed, you can see before me, know the past participle form of the main verb. That is a significant one. Without knowing the past participle form of a verb, we can't an active sentence into passive. So, we have to know the past participle form of the main verb. Our next point or step to be followed, you can see before me, use of preposition. Use of prepositions in a passive sense or in the passive sentence is very important one. Generally, in passive voice, we use by as a prepositions, but at the same time, we have to use with, at, to in a passive voice. Dear learners, now let's see the general formula, that is, you have to follow in an active voice or in an active sentence. And the general formula or the general structure that can be followed, that has to be followed in an active voice, is subject plus verb plus objects. And mind it, subject, verb and objects are the most three important things that you have to know about clearly. Because without knowing subject, verb and objects in a sentence, you can't make it passive. So you must have a good idea, you must have a concrete idea about subject, verb and objects in a sentence. So let's see 5 examples regarding active voice. The first one, he made a noise. The second one, Ruma sings a song. Third one, I know him well. Number 4, she pleases me. Number 5, your conduct annoys them. So these are the examples of active voice, because here we have subject, here we have agent, that is the doer. Here he acts as a subject of the verb made, and the sentence is given in the past form. He made a noise. Second one, Ruma, here is a subject of the verb sings, and the sentence is given in the present form, sings. Ruma sings a song. Third one, I know him well. This statement is also given in the present simple tense. The fourth one, she pleases me. This is also given in the present simple form. The last one, that is the number 5, your conduct annoyed me. The sentence is given in the simple past tense. And mind it, all the verbs are used here are transitive verbs. So this sentence can be easily turned into passive one. Now let's see how we can change into passive. And the general structure, general formula that can be followed in passive voice, you can see before me, subject of object, then auxiliary verb, then verb 3, that is the past participle form of the verb, then preposition, then object of subjects. This is important one, you have to know. That is the general formula to be followed in a passive voice. That is object of subject, then auxiliary verb, that is helping verb, then past participle form of the verb, that is verb 3, then preposition, then object of subjects. Now let's see if we change the above sentence into passive, we can find them as, you can see before me. Number 1, he made a noise. The sentence is given in the passive, given in the past simple form. So the passive voice or passive sense of the sentence is, a noise was made by him. A noise was made by him. Here was is used as an auxiliary verb because The sentence is given in the past simple forms. Number 2, Ruma sings songs. This can be turned into passive. A song is sung by Ruma. A song is sung by Ruma. Number 3, I know him well. I know him well. So how can we make it passive? Very easy one. But sometimes we make mistakes by using by instead of to. Mind it, after know, we have to use to before objects. So the passive form of I know him well is he is known well to me. He is known well to me. Number 4, she pleases me. She pleases me. I am pleased with her. The passive form of the sentence is I am pleased with her. As it is given in the present tense and is used as an auxiliary verb. And mind it, after pleased, if there is an objective form, you must use preposition with as a prepositions. Never replace this by. So, I am pleased with her is the right answer. And the next one, that is the number 5, our last one, your conduct annoyed them. Your conduct annoyed them. The sentence is given in the past simple form. So, where have been used here, you can see they were annoyed at your conduct. They were annoyed at your conduct. Mind it, after annoyed, both with and at can be used. But if it is something after the preposition, that is your conduct, it indicates something. So here you have to use at. If you use with instead of at, you will be penalized. So they were annoyed at your conduct. Dear learners, no more today. Thank you.